everybody. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. You're here at Franklin Loan Center with Bill Provost and Shelly Moore. We're here to have some coffee, and we've got a really juicy topic to talk about today.
Oh my word! Oh my gosh! Yeah, we talked about always talking about coming up with topics, and people understand that. By the way, that's what happens when my phone rings.
Phone rings.
And at first Shelly was like, "Wait, we're going to talk about rates? Like that sounds like watching paint dry."
Poking my eyeballs out.
Yeah. So anyway, but it is something that I deal with literally every single day. And so I want to just hopefully keep it light and interesting for everybody to kind of check out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
when you do live, sometimes you have little things happen on your screen that you're not ready for. So when Bill goes like this, that's what's happening.
Yeah, voicemails.
Oh,
come on in, James Gross. You want to say hi on our Facebook Live?
Come on, now you've been put on the spot. You have to peek in. James Gross, man of the hour.
James Gross with his new jacket on.
His new jacket. Hi, everyone.
Oh, man.
That's live.
That is indeed.
Okay, I'll come in and talk to you in a minute. Sorry.
But yeah, we were going to talk, I want to just talk a little bit about rates. There's so much, I mean, in every market, it's a constant steady stream about conversations of rates, right?
Yeah.
I'm helping clients lock, help understand when they should lock, all that stuff. But it feels like it's sort of peaked more recently just with the different, with what's going on politically and stuff like that. And everybody knows that there was a bit of a run-up. So
what are we at right now?
Well, again, it's
like
hard, I mean, it really is not something that I can just quote out there, right? Because every situation's different.
I know, I just like to see
all that
squirm
stuff.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So it's hard to say. But yeah, so I wanted to kind of cover two topics, and again, hopefully not make it too dry. But I wanted to touch on first, like what makes rates move. Because it is a daily thing that's moving every day, and then also try and draw some perspective on where we are with interest rates today. Because yes, rates are up, but anyway.
Well, even as dry as it is, I think it's something that people don't really think about. What does make rates move?
Right.
So.
Right. Exactly.
So before you go on, I'm going to say hi to a couple of people. Hi, Dennis. And hi, Laura. I just want to say hi to you. Thanks for joining us.
Well, and we got to say hi to Maddie Provost.
Oh, I just saw that. Well, hi, Maddie.
Maddie, watching us.
Don't be too critical.
How are my angles, Maddie? Oh man. So anyway, so I think the drier of the two topics. So let's get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Is what makes rates move? I really think that there's a perception among the general public that I just force a rate on people and like, here's your rate, take it. It's and it's like, and then every other mortgage person, like if you're going to shop it around or whatever.
I really do think a lot of people think that, especially first-time buyers. I think that, yeah.
I mean, and I deal with some buyers that have done it a bunch of times, and they don't really understand. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. I mean, these days, the vast majority, well, really Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, essentially are the pricing of all these loans, right? And so, like, there's another mysterious thing. What the heck is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac?
Again,
well, yeah. So these are still large. They're government run. There's talk about sort of taking those back private and whatnot. But anyway, that's all complicated.
Hi, Angel. Sorry.
But so what makes them move is primarily mortgage-backed securities, right? So those are bonds that are traded on the open market that fluctuate similarly to how the equities markets roll. So you've got like Dow. Most people know and watch Dow, and mortgage-backed securities are another financial instrument, right? Mm-hmm. And so the general notion is that that people are buying bonds, which is a fixed instrument, thus 30-year fixed rates.
Right.
They're buying bonds when they're feeling less secure about the economy. And they're selling those bonds when they're feeling more secure, right? Because it's like, okay, I want to take my money out of this 4% bond and I want to move it into something that may make me 10, 15, 20%, but it's riskier.
Right.
And so that's how investors work. And I mean, I'm talking about huge institutional investors that get involved in the bond markets. And by the way, one of the primary owners of bond debt these days is the U.S. government. So that's a whole separate conversation.
That's a whole other juicy topic.
Yeah, exactly. So we won't touch that; it gets too political. But anyway, so that's the general idea, right? And so when people are feeling less secure about the economy, they are going to buy bonds. As there becomes more demand for bonds, it drives the rates down, right? So that's why over the past however many years, it's been 8-9 years now, we've seen such low rates because there's been such insecurity about the market. And so that brings us to today, which is, because again, everybody's like constantly bugging us about, or not bugging us, but talking to us about, oh my gosh, rates are up, where are they going, what's happening? And so let's just put this in some historical sort of context, if you will, right?
Yes, I like history.
Yeah, so can you,
Yeah,
so by the way, I did a couple of printouts. Let's see how these look. I'm gonna, by the way, I'm gonna put these, I do a weekly blog as well on this same topic. These couple of pictures, I was gonna say slides, but pictures are gonna be in there. But on this slide, which isn't super easy to see, this is a 1-year chart. And you can see that I was gonna point to it. This is election day, last year. And you can see this is what happened, right? That equaled about a 0.75% increase in interest rates, right? This was what got everybody really freaked out, and it happened quick. As Ben Morales here at the office says, is that so Trump hasn't started building a wall yet, but he sure as hell built a wall there. Because that's a really significant short run increase. She can put that down now, I guess. But there's another. The point here is that you can see it started. About this time last year, rates were right at 4%, and now here we are, just a hair over 4%. So even in the last year, yes, we saw a significant dip, but we're really hovering about where we finished up last year, or started, that would be 2016, right? So it's not, everybody's freaking out because you're not going to get that low 3% rate right now, but it's still
so low.
I know, it's so good, So, and then I wanted to, and then this is another slide. By the way, these slides are from.
I feel like Vanna White.
Well, and that one's really hard to read. But what this is showing is the average rate that's been available for the last 4 decades. And you can see that the lowest one there is from the 2000s. It was 6.5%. For anybody that was in the business then, we can remember when all of a sudden rates started to drop into the low 5s and then back into the high 4s. It was like, oh my word, okay, you can put that down now. Okay. But you can see that the idea here is, so in the 90s, when some of us were probably buying our first homes, average rates were in the low 8% range for the decade of the 90s, right? Mm-hmm. And now here we are, and conventional rates are hovering. I mean, again, we're generally seeing stuff in probably the 4% range,
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to put some context to where we are right now.
I think it's harder for the younger buyers to wrap their head around that because, when I bought my first house, it was like 11%.
Right.
Long time ago. And so for me, it just seems like these are still amazing rates, but for a new person in the market, when they see it go up, they're like, oh my gosh, they're getting so high, I'm not going to be able to afford.
Right. Well, you think about it, I mean, if we're 9 years into this sort of downturn, from a housing perspective, certainly with low rates and whatnot, and the crazy part about it is that, people that are in their mid-30s right now were roughly in their mid-ish 20s when this started, and they weren't even thinking about buying a house.
Right.
So in there, as long as they've been sort of conscious about what this looks like, it's been sort of, it certainly appeared to be doom and gloom, right? There's a whole bunch of topics in there. There's been a ton of money made in real estate over the last 5, 6, 8 years. It's
people don't stop buying because the interest rates go up.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So there is something too. It's been so low for so long. It's just become sort of the norm. Yeah. But here's one thing that I've talked about so much is I don't care if we're in an 8% market or a 4% market. I am going to have a conversation with every single client about why isn't my rate 1/4 of a point lower, right? Like, why can't I get that? It doesn't matter if I'm quoting 8 1/4 and they're wanting 8.125 or feeling like they deserve 8.125, or if it's like 4% and they think they deserve 3.875. It's like, it's the same darn conversation in every rate market. No matter what, we want the lower rate.
Well, of course.
Yeah. So, so yeah.
But I think it's important, in fact, at our Lunch and Learns this month, or actually last month, it's May already, we talked a lot about, as agents, realtors, you need to know this information.
Right.
Like, you need to, if you want to be the go-to agent, you've got to be, savvy on this information. So, like Bill's saying, we have a lot of really great slides from our last Lunch and Learns if you weren't able to attend. And you're going to do this on your blog.
Right.
So don't you want people to give you their email addresses so they include them in your blog?
Yeah. So like I said, I'm gonna I've got a blog that goes out every Thursday. If you want these slides. And it's okay with you to add you to the distribution for it's just an email a week. Then I'm more than happy to add you. Just give us your email address. You can,
and if you're not comfortable putting it on there, you can private message us with your email address. I get that.
Yep.
And we'll make sure that you're on Bill's blog. This is really good information. We sent all these slides out to everyone who attended our Lunch and Learn, and they're already using them.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's really good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So,
yeah, so that's it. I hope it wasn't too terribly boring.
No, you
interest
did
rates.
good.
Yeah, interest rates are not the sort of most intriguing conversation, but
important.
Yeah,
and now we're getting into the heart of our busiest time of the year.
Right.
So people need to be aware of where they're at and what drives them. So that's good stuff. So we want to close with just one little thing. So most of you may have seen on social media, if you haven't yet, Heart of Franklin. It's hard to figure out how to make this straight. The Heart of Franklin, which is our new charitable program that we just launched yesterday. And we're going to be giving you more information on this in the next few weeks, but it's an amazing program where we're going to be giving back to the community every month. We'll probably talk about it in a couple weeks.
Yep.
But I did want to do a shout out to our charity of the month, which is Operation Silver Star.
Right.
So, so it's cool stuff. We're doing a lot of really cool, wonderful things here at Franklin Loan Center.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that is it. Thanks for tuning in with us, guys.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great day. We'll see you next week.